Hey Creative Minds, hey Heaven Made Gang. I'm back with another video. I'm sorry I did not get to upload my Real Talk Thursday. Um Unfortunately, it's another problem with me uploading my video this Thursday. I actually had my hair, beveling, flat ironing my hair while I was talking to y'all about my story, just giving y'all my story. It was 2 hours long, and I wasn't even really telling the whole story. I was just telling like a timeline and telling a little part of those events that happened in my life, but it won't upload. I prayed about it, asking if I should upload it. It's telling like all the truth of how I first, got um, kind of raped at a young age, so and so, and also, you know, stuff like that in my marriage, and also things of dealing with, you know, how I on the situation on how I got my kids, and it had to lead with a lot of those really relationships with manipulation, a lot of abuse, and also a lot of things that I dealt with, anger and frustration and fighting and neglection and rejection just to help somebody. So I don't know when this video is going to be up. I may not be able to do it for I wasn't able to do it for Real Talk Thursday, so hopefully I'm able to do it for another thing. It may be come out as something else. I don't know yet, but God is putting it in my heart to do something about it. I mean, to put it out, but I don't know if he really wants me to put it out in this way. It may be a different way. So, yeah, just please stay tuned for that. Um, yeah, just apologize for that y'all wasn't able to. I know a lot of people was asking me about the video is supposed to be out, so I'm very sorry, and I'm very grateful that y'all are looking at my videos and y'all see something inside of them. Y'all are inspiring me to keep on pushing for y'all and for myself as well. And I'm still at the healing process from my previous separation slash divorce, going through all of that stuff, and also with somebody else I had to deal with. But all of that is going to be released soon, on how I conceived my children, on how I was raised, on what I had to go through when I was younger, and yeah, just be looking forward to it. And I will be releasing it very soon. I don't know if it's going to be a video. I don't know if it's going to be, I don't know yet. But I just can't wait to tell my story and finally get to, release all of that out. It's some things that we deal with every day that people just judge us from what they're looking at, but they don't really know unless they was in your shoes. So um, just want to give people insight. Just want to give people um, a mouth for the people who can't say nothing, for the people who hasn't said anything, or the people who want to say something. So it's like it was just a fight with this particular information that I wanted to put out there, but it was just so much that was fighting against me. Something that was saying no, something was saying yes. If you do this, this gonna happen. If you do that, that's gonna happen. Like all of that stuff just add up because it's very, 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 like, um, very, I don't even know what to say. What it is, it's just a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot that I've been through that people don't know about. People just look at certain parts. If you went to school with me, they just looking at that part. If you went to high school with me, part of high school with me, if you was in the streets with me, if you was in Miami with me, if you was in Atlanta with me, if you was in East Point with me, if you was in Latonia with me, if you was in Callow Road with me, Wellborn, like all of that stuff, just it's just so much stuff that I really want to express to y'all. That stuff just almost was like 2 or 3 hours that I just said. I said a whole bunch of confessions. I said people names about the rape. I said people about like actually proof of recordings about people doing it. It's a whole lot of things that I have to take into consideration before I do this and do it the right way. That yeah, it's just I want to tell my story, but I also have to make sure that I'm doing it the right way. And I'm also telling my truth and not being scared to say it because of um fear of my kids, something happening to my kids. Because when you have God, I mean, you have to make sure that you're doing something that He wants you to do, and also stuff like to that something, make sure you're on the right page so He's protecting you and you're in the right so you can be protected, so you won't open the doors for anybody to do anything to you. And that's how it always started from when I was younger, when it first happened on the sexual encounter. When it first happened, I was just fearful, looking at Lifetime all the time, and looking at, that's why I say sometimes you can't really watch certain things or listen to certain things, because that'll put you into that fear. You will also attract that energy however that person was feeling at that time. Sad songs, it can mess up relationships sometimes because you start feeling that way. You start singing it and you start thinking it. And that's why I say it's very important for the human mind, and the um, whatever you watch, your mind is projecting it, and our mind is very powerful, and you still see those images as well as you hearing it, and you hearing those words and voices, and you start to think it with your mind, and you start to play a picture yourself of things happening in your mind and your hearing. All of those things start to play a part where you start to speak things now out into existence, where our mouth and our tongue is very powerful on words, and we can create different things. So God has given us the ability to do it, but Satan has also come to kind of distract us and deceive us into doing it the wrong way. So I really want to be careful on how I say certain things and how I perceive it to be, and I want to be able to tell my story without feeling any type of way, which I don't anymore. That's why I'm trying to come out and start saying it, but I want to try to come out and say it the right way, and just help other people who's going through this type of stuff. But I don't want to hurt families. I don't want to hurt people. I know a lot of people from my story probably changed, but it still doesn't change my story. You know, it's like I have to sit down and think, because I know a lot of people who's in my story has changed, and I know a lot of situations has changed, just like I was able to change just like them. But at the same time, I just want to be careful from like my family, all the way from people that was in the story that's doing certain things, and people who's already facing things that they're doing to other people. And that's part of why I want to tell my story, because it's still happening to people, and people don't understand why people are sometimes having this certain stuff happen to them. They haven't been put in those predicaments. So I really, really, really want to tell my story, and I want to make it aware. I guess if I just keep recording and coming up with something, I may come up with something to do. I don't know, but I want to let it out, and I want to tell y'all, and y'all know that I'm saying this, and hopefully well, nothing, I don't want to think like that, because nothing is, only positive is going to come from this, and God has my back. He fights for me. He's already fought for me. It's already happened. So that's why I'm able to be so bold right now and courageous, like He told me to. He want me to speak truth. And yeah, sometimes even if somebody tell their story, and if I'm in their story, they're able to tell that story, what I used to do, because I was in their life. And if I did that certain thing, and if it's true, I'm not going to just sit here and get mad about it or lie. I would just have to, you may feel like embarrassed a little bit or whatever, but sometimes you have to grow into, if you really growing and you really changing, you wouldn't mind, because you only will care if you're not that person anymore. So I'm really trying to also just think about people feeling, which I something that sometimes I don't have to do, but I'm really going to tell my story. I just want to tell it the right way. I know I keep saying the same thing over and over again, but I just want to if y'all be like, oh, man, you should have just put it out there. I was actually uploading before I started recording this, but it was taking about it said 8 hours. It never did that before. And I had that, it was, I did a 2 hour, 3 hour recording, but it didn't last for that long. So, I mean, it did a 2 hour, 3 hour recording, but it was too long to put up. So I ended up breaking it in parts, probably about 48 hours. And I mean, 48 minutes, not 48 hours. That's that would be like a series. But I did like a 48-minute after I did the 2 or 3 hours on YouTube, like I'm doing now. I'm just recording on YouTube, just gonna upload it. Now, no editing, nothing, just upload it. So I did a um 48 minute. I tried to upload it, and I did that time limit before, and it never took that long to upload. It said about 3 hours. It was gonna upload 8 hours, and it kept switching back, going really slow. My phone started getting hot. So that's why I know that I need to just wait for a minute, take my time to tell my story the right way, and make sure I have all the I know I have all the facts down, but I want to put it into where I don't try to seem like I'm just, oh, this happened to me, I'm that girl, I'm that chick. No, I don't want that to be the case. I just want it to be like, I want it to be my story, and I want it to be told the right way. I don't want anybody else trying to tell my story and be wrong, because a lot of people are always trying to tell my story, telling lies and not telling the truth about what happened, make me seem like a liar. And I can't do that. I have to stand up and, stand up for myself and stand up for the people who's going through it, to let you know that even if it's happening to you, people lying on you, people telling stuff and don't know the true facts, then you tell your story too. Don't be afraid. Don't start all these things that the enemy try to comes and play a part of. Your mind play tricks on you, fighting the battle, saying that if you do this, they're going to look at you this way. You're going to be, everybody in the world's going to be like, this is the girl who did this, and you're going to be right here posted and labeled as that. You can't really care about that. That's how I was when I was younger. I thought about that when it never said nothing. It continued to happen to me. It continued to happen to me, abusive and fighting and stuff, and it just became a pattern, until I started to do. I always had God in my life, but God always had something to do with the law of attraction, where He tells you whatever you think, whatever you like, your experience and your thoughts and your words are very powerful. You can create. So me not knowing that, I was creating those certain patterns in my life, where relationship at a time, this happened. My virginity got lost, taken. My first child, doors child lock on and couldn't get out, and it was kind of like a certain situation. Second, people told me like, don't do nothing with him. He's gonna try to get you pregnant, and it ended up happening. But not knowing it already happened before they told me, I found out later, and that's how I found out I was pregnant. Then the third one, actually wanted that we planned that, but at the same time was abused, very abusive punches and everything. And the last one, even like got used to all of that, and it's even when I went into knowing God, that still happened to me even when I was married, and before I was married, and it still happened to me from like the first time that happened. The abusive words, abusive language, and getting, not with that marriage, but in a relationship before, getting like screwdrivers put up to my neck, saying if I ever leave them, they would kill me. Saying things like that, just a lot of threats, a lot of all of that, and then, fighting and trying to control, trying to keep me in a place where I didn't want to be anymore, and it turned into something else. It's a lot of stuff that people just look on the outside. That's a girl with 4 kids, but not knowing exactly what I went through. So I'm really going to tell my story. So I hope you guys are ready to hear it, and not trying to play victim role, because that was the point that I always hear. You can't play victim. Don't play victim. Don't play victim. But I was a victim, and now I don't play victim roles. I know it was something like psychology, but I was a child. I didn't know exactly what that was. So you can't tell me something about a law of attraction when I was a child. It was also you have to know that type of stuff. People have to teach you that. You have to learn it. They wasn't teaching you that at school. They wasn't teaching you that nowhere. So all of that stuff that built up from being poor when I was in moved to Miami when I was 2 years old. My brother and my mom had problems going in and out the house, and sometimes it would be longer than other periods, and then we would have no food, no lights, no water, staying in something like a bando, going to school with no clothes. Sometimes with dirty, same clothes, being picked on. My brother got into it. I had to fight, and I started to learn how to fight at a young age to, let just set an example for people. Like, just don't play with me. After I learned that, and it also felt good to get all that stuff that was building up and feelings and stuff. And when I moved back to Atlanta, going back and forth to both of my grandmother's house for one in Decatur on Tilson Road, and most of y'all probably know where that's at on Callan Road, and my grandmother in Lithonia, where she just brought a house because she used to stay there too, but she moved after we came back from Miami with my mother. So she already had moved away from there. But going back and forth from Miami and Florida, having different languages, they have different slang, different ways, and different, just it is kind of different, two different. They close on, they close the states, but they are totally different. They talk different, and both of those combined, that's kind of how I am, and people just see me as different sometimes. So it's a lot of stuff that I went through. I'm kind of closed minded just from a young age. I kind of don't trust people, and when I did try to trust people, when people say you should trust them, it end up being the wrong thing. So I'm just not listening to people no more. I was molded into that, tried to mold into that. People tried to mold me into that. I guess that was the devil plan to try to mold me into something where I was just gonna be abused, controlled, sexually abused, mentally, all of that, and not anymore. And it happened with most of the people that I had um, children by mostly, and I did meet somebody before when I started doing the law of attraction, when I learned more about it, because like I said, I always knew about God, but I didn't know about the relationship. So it's like I just kept doing puzzle pieces out of, like, you never do a puzzle piece just straight across and get everything right. You have to like mix and match and puzzle. So that's kind of how my life was. And when I started doing the law of attraction, um, I kind of left God alone, which was not the right way. I just started doing the law of attraction. You're still supposed to have God and Jesus in your life, but you also you add on. So I added on the law of attraction, and that's when I found somebody who I thought was my soulmate, because when we went past each other, it's like we had a connection, but it didn't work out. I don't know if we supposed to, my past and everything, and how you're supposed to date, how you're supposed to, when you meet somebody and stuff like that, you just get it just on and popping, but it wasn't supposed to be like that. Maybe we're supposed to be friends, and things like that. It can be, friendship or whatever. But after my separation, I met him again, but we ended up, going through our own things, and that wasn't just the right time or anything to start, building anything. I didn't want him in my mess. He didn't want me in his mess. We just, parted our ways again. But I'm not waiting for anybody. I'm not hoping for nobody. I'm not wishing for nobody. I'm not praying for anybody. Probably my future husband. When I pray in terms of God want me to have one, and he comes. But whatever, I'm not looking for nobody. I'm not really concerned about all of this popularity stuff and looking a certain way to and attract men. I don't like when people try to talk to me because of my past experience. People probably think, oh, she trying to get attention. No, I'm just trying to do what I love. I don't like to get attention. It makes me feel uncomfortable sometimes to get attention from men trying to talk to me or whatever like that. I'm the type, like, if I'm in a club, I remember somebody trying to smack my butt, and I ended up punching the guy, and he didn't think that was gonna happen. I don't know if he would have fought me. I would have fought back, but I'm that type of chick. I don't really let nobody just when I was in an abusive relationship, I would fight back. And when the last relationship, when he seen that, he'll just like kind of like pushing away and try to if I put my hand on his finger, try to call the police, or try to set me up in a way because he was already doing it. He didn't want to get caught. And I already had recordings. I have recordings or whatever. And I don't want to talk too much about this because I'm going to last a long time again and become 48 minutes again. But I do have a story coming. I do have a lot of stuff that I want to talk about and let go of that I've been holding on for so long because it seemed like I could not tell my story and nobody was listening. And that's why I never told anybody certain things because it never seemed like anybody was listening about my dad, my mother, the rejection, all of those certain things. And it felt like I couldn't talk about, the neglect. I know they probably didn't feel it. I know they was going through their own things, which I know now because all that anger built up, but I never knew like they went through certain things just like me. They probably went through certain things, and that's why I'm healing kind of fast because I'm starting to understand and trying to be understanding towards people when they go through stuff. Those people who are doing stuff to me, yeah, they have a story too. But when they put me in their story, are they going to tell the truth about what happened in those certain situations? Because yes, when they tell their whole story, when you unravel your whole story, it's like it kind of makes sense on why they do certain things, and it kind of makes sense why I was in those certain places at those wrong times. And that's what I just want to do. I just want people to know, like, when I'm telling my story, it's not to bash nobody. It's not to put anybody down. It's not to make me seem like I was just always right because I did certain things that hurt people also. And I'm going to tell that in my story as well. But at the same time, I don't want to make it seem like I'm just trying to push it all on y'all out there, people out there. I'm saying y'all, but if you are watching this, I'm not trying to put it all on y'all, but I'm trying to tell my story just like you have a right to tell your story, what you went through. If you have a parent that left you or put you out or made you do certain things that you was younger that you didn't want to do, and you tell your story. But I'm gonna tell mine, and yeah, and it's gonna be soon. I'm gonna think. So I thank y'all for watching. Make sure y'all like because I have more stuff and I have a giveaway. I have a giveaway coming soon. My children do also. I think they're gonna give away $25. They do stuff around the house. They get money, and they clean their room. They don't get money. They clean their bathroom and room. They don't get money. But if they clean up other things around the house, I get them money so they can learn how to have commission. I learned that from a technique from Dave Ramsey. If y'all don't know him, but he's a financial, coach or whatever, and he's very popular on giving advice. So I was trying to do that, and they want to give $25 on their giveaway. I guess if you reach a certain level, probably about 300 or 400 subscribers, they're gonna give away $25. I don't know if it's for 2 or 1 people, but I'm gonna ask them soon. And I'm gonna probably give away $50 when I reach 500 subscribers. So if y'all get up there, it was 300, but if y'all get up to 5, I'll probably do 2 people $50. Or yeah, if y'all want to break that up in $25, then y'all can let me know, comment below. But I do have a giveaway coming up soon, so y'all make sure y'all get those likes now. Start sharing these videos and tell them that I'm giving away a giveaway so y'all can know exactly what to do. And they can know exactly what to do. I will have the rules because I do want y'all to make sure that y'all should subscribe, have the bell on, like, and share. Share the channel to the video. Probably the giveaway channel. I'm probably gonna do a giveaway video so y'all can just share that one, and it's gonna have all the rules list so y'all can get the money. And once I keep reaching a certain limit, it's going to keep going up. The prize is still going to keep going up. So I may do $25, $50 for a couple of subscribers until I reach a limit. And then I'm going to keep, as soon as I keep going up, like probably, let me say, start giving away phones, clothes, shoes, hair when I reach those certain limits. If y'all like that, then y'all let me know if y'all want me to do that. But I definitely have a story to tell, and I'm going to tell it the right way. Like I said, not to bash anybody, but definitely to, have awareness and to heal faster, and people can just know the real me, who God created me to be, and what I went through in my story, what God has for me. So I just wish y'all blessings upon blessings, and I'm thankful that y'all are coming and watching my videos, liking. I'm very thankful for y'all, my subscribers. I love y'all so much. Please comment, subscribe, like I said, like, and stay tuned for more. And make sure you press the bell so you can get these videos when I upload them. So it's been about 25 minutes. I'll see y'all soon. Creative Mind, Heaven Made Gang. See y'all soon. Yeah. Every time I wake up in the morning, I got Jesus on my mind. Filled with Holy Spirit, speaking tongues like busting nines. All these principalities hating, trying to knock me off my grind. I won't let them have it. I got Jesus on my mind. I got Jesus on my mind. Yeah.